Okay, good morning everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I am going to go over the last couple of problems that we have from our Chapter 8 Section 2 notes packet. And these involve solving these pretty expansive algebraic equations. So let's get started. It says solve. This is practice number 5, part A. We need to solve this expression right here. Now there's a whole bunch going on in this expression, so it's good to try to stay organized. First thing I like to do, let's put a line straight down from the equal sign and then look at the two sides separately, as I've told you guys to do all year. So looking at the left-hand side, the d is going to need to distribute to the other d as well as the 3. This negative d has to distribute to both of those. So d times d is going to be d to the second plus 3 times d. And then we have negative d times d, which is negative d to the second, followed by negative d times negative 4, which is positive 4d. Now on the right-hand side, we just have a 9d minus 16. There's nothing to do on that side. So most of our effort at the beginning here is going to be on the left-hand side. Now, looking at the left-hand side, we have a d squared and a negative d squared, so those are like terms. And then we have a 3d and a 4d. So those are going to need to combine. First thing to notice is d squared minus d squared. These cancel. They're gone. They're opposites. So we just have 3d plus 4d, which gives me 7d, and then equals 9d minus 16. So that condensed pretty quickly. And now you can see we have a much simpler algebraic equation that we need to solve. And in order to solve, we need to move everything to the variables to all to one side, and then we need to move all the other stuff to the other. So I'm going to subtract 7d from this side. I'm going to subtract 7d from this side. These two cancel, and I'm left with 0 equals 2d minus 16. I'm going to add 16, and I'm going to get 16 equals 2d. And then the last thing I'm going to do is divide both sides by 2, and I get d equals 8. So there's your final answer for that one. All right, so looking at the next practice problem, this is very similar to the last one. We're going to draw our line. We're going to distribute this y to both things. But on this side, we actually have another y that needs to be distributed. So there is work to do on both sides this time. So starting with the left-hand side, y times 12 is 12y. And then y times y is actually going to be y to the second. And then we still have this minus 7. And then we have a 2y. And y times negative 4 is negative 4y. Y times y is y squared. So I distributed the y on the left, I distributed the y on the right. We still have cleanup work to do on each side. The left-hand side, as you can see, there's a y squared, and then a minus 7. None of those are like terms, so we're going to leave those alone. Actually, looking at the right-hand side, you can also notice that there's a y and a y. So these two right here are like terms, so they're going to need to be simplified. Now on the left, I'm just going to organize this so it says y squared first, and then plus y, and then minus 7. And then on the right, we're going to have our y squared first, and then we're going to have 2y minus 4y, which is negative 2y. All right, now moving from there, the left-hand side is simplified. The right-hand side is simplified. Now we can get all of our like terms together by moving everything to one side. I'm going to start out by subtracting y squared from both sides. This cancels and this cancels, so we're left with 12y minus 7 equals negative 2y. And then I'm going to add 2y to this side. I'm going to add 2y to this side, and I'm going to get 14y minus 7 equals 0. Now the last thing to do is to take this expression, and I ran out of room down here, so I'm going to bring it up here. And I'm going to write 14y minus 7 equals 0. I'm going to add 7 to both sides, and I'm going to get 14y equals 7. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 14. Now you might be tempted to say that that's 2, but it's not. It's y equals 1/2. And there's your final answer. All right, guys, hope you're doing well. Hopefully that made sense. That's all the lecture notes for today. Nice, short, and sweet one. I'll talk to you soon.